Hi, this is Dr. Jones. I wanted to spend a few minutes and just go through some of the unique features of the in-class exercises that I'm making available for the first time this semester. If you would go to the home page of the course, and then next click on that in-class link. Now unfortunately the first thing you'll get is a warning that the connection is not private and horrible things will happen. Oh, it's not that bad, I just don't have the security certificate set up yet. So for now just click advanced and then at the bottom of the screen proceed to that website, and that'll be fine. There's no risk and danger for you here. I just haven't set up the certificate. Next thing you'll need to do is create an account. So click on this register button and then type in the usual stuff, username and password. It's very important for both your username and your email. You need to use your MSU NetID and your MSU address. Otherwise, I have no way of giving you credit for the work you do in this textbook. I need that address to tie it back to your account. So make sure to use the right address. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the other things. Importantly, for the course name is PIC 24 ASM to C. Make sure to type that in, and that must be exactly right. You'll get all kinds of weird errors and things will get messed up. And of course, put in your first name and last name as usual. So once you've got everything filled in, of course, you click the sign up button and wait a moment, and you're taken to the textbook itself. So I'm going to start by going to the first chapter. This is some review for some of the things we've been doing in class, and of course start at the beginning. And I wanted to walk you through some of the really unique and powerful features of this textbook. One feature is I designed the textbook to be interactive in the sense that I want you to be able to make some annotations, point out problems, ask questions by simply highlighting a piece of text, and you can annotate it saying, hey, I wanted to say something about this. But to enable that, you need to create yourself a free account. So do click on this Create Free Account button. And again, type in username. For email address, again, very important. Make sure to tie that back to your MSU NetID. So once you've got everything done, click that Sign Up button. That'll take you to a page that explains how it works. Next, in the email that announces this page, go ahead and go to that link I've provided, this group link, which will allow you to make comments within our specific group. So it's the ECE 3724 group. So just log in again, go through, type in your username, password, click that login button. Oops, I realized small mistake. It was mad at me because I haven't activated my account. Go to your email. It's going to send you a link to email and validate it. Okay, we're validated. We can close that. We go back in and you can log in using the account you just created. And once you've done that, just click that join button. Now that you've joined it, we're going to go over here and notice, let's just refresh this. I'll have to log in one more time. Now that you joined the group, notice how this is going to work. It gives you a couple instructions. Again, the essentials are, go and just highlight a piece of text and then click on the annotator highlight. If you want to take some notes for yourself, great. You can highlight something, and over here in this little bar, you can decide whether to highlight for everybody, or you can also make your highlights visible just to you. So for example, here's this highlight, and I can decide whether I want that for me or for someone else. Specifically, I can go in right now, the little lock means that's a highlight for me as I read the book and understand it, but I can edit that and then decide make that visible to the group or post it just to me. So you have some flexibility. If you find a problem in the textbook, I invite you, highlight something, and don't just highlight it, but annotate it. And you can say something like misspelled. I'm sure I have a billion misspellings, if I can even type the word misspelled correctly. And you want to make sure to post that to the group, not just to yourself, because obviously I won't be able to see it and act on it. And then once you've done that, and if you want, you can add some more text and highlights and all that. And once you've done that, that'll show up not just to you, but to everyone else. And of course, you can go back and decide, oh, I don't need that highlight anymore, and so on and so forth. So that's one way you have to really interact with this book, provide me some feedback, ask some questions. And this is new to me, but I'll do my best to provide feedback to you via email, in-class discussion, and also responding to the comments that you made in the text. A second feature I wanted to go over is the idea that this web page is also available as a program. If I click on this link, this is what it looks like actually as an assembly program. And I can run that program in MPLAB-X, the Microsoft or Microchip interactive development environment. As you read through it, I'm going to skip through and let you read the stuff. If you notice, the program has comments that explain how things work and code that actually is going to be compiled and run. There's lots of helpful links. How does the move instruction work? Well, click on it, wait a minute for the page to load up. And here's the actual reference manual of exactly what that move instruction does, a number of examples of how it works, and good stuff like that. So follow those links. I try to put a lot of useful information in for you, a quick summary of everything that happened, and then a number of questions. How do you define a label named food? Well, maybe you just type in food. No, it looks like labels should end with a colon. I try to put a lot of thought into the responses. Make sure to read that, think about it, and understand that. So if you add food with a colon, there we go. And now you got that correct. And that'll actually show up in your assignments. I'm going to assign these problems as part of your reading. So as you do the problems, you're going to get credit for that and also learn more about how things work. So in addition to fill in the blank questions, there's multiple choice questions. How do you create a comment? Well, let's see. That's definitely a comment. But it looks like there's something else that I needed there. So I have to go through and figure out which one of the others is also a comment, and it's not that one, and so on and so forth. And I'm sure you can go through and figure that out. Another feature I wanted to point out, at the end of these questions, this is a program, so I can save what I've typed and run it. So it runs this program. Of course, there's nothing for you to enter, and it does work correctly. But now it's your turn. Here's an exercise that goes through that exact same thing, and my job here is to write a program that returns 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll go ahead and give you the solution to this one. We're going to move the value OX5678. I'm going to get it wrong just to show the principle. So I write a little program, save the program I wrote, and go ahead and run it. And it says, nope, that doesn't quite work. Expected, this is a little bit backwards. Expected 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 9, actual 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking at the difference of those two, though, helps you figure out what's wrong. Hopefully you can go back to your code and say, oh, that should have been an 8 instead of a 9. And now when I save and run it, it's correct. And I will get a grade for correctly completing that exercise. So what you'll find is, in the program, there are a number of ways for you to write programs and not just read the text itself. I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to the work that you do in the textbook. I did want to show you one other feature as we go back to the beginning of this textbook. Notice that there's an assignments link here. So there's one other thing I'd like to show you. Here, if you click on this Learning Assembly to see what the PIC24 family, it takes you back to the main thing. Click on Assignments. Here's some work that I've assigned for you to do. First assignment, it's going to be due at midnight on the 13th. Oops, but I'm going to change that. Sorry, I'm off. I'm going to make it due midnight on Wednesday. I'll fix that now. And if you look at the assignment, it gives you a list of questions saying what to do and what score you got. You can see what the questions are and work them here. I find it a lot easier to work it in the context of the chapter. You can tell by looking at the link, you've got to do something in introduction.s. Typically, I'm going to assign the whole thing. So just work all the problems in there, and you can see that the same stuff. Lots of stuff from introduction.s. And then at the very bottom, you can start to see, oh, we've got some stuff from introduction 1, or introduction example 1. So just make sure, work through all those problems. Like I said, I would suggest, rather than trying to work them here outside the context of the page, you can just click on the page and then work through those questions right here. And when you're done, if you notice at the bottom of this page, there's going to be a link to the exercise. Work these problems. In particular, we've already worked that. Work those problems, and then that will complete your assignment, and I will download grades Wednesday, or I guess Thursday, when I come into class. Hope it's been helpful and that the interactive book is a great experience. I would love to hear your feedback.